All right, what's going on everybody? Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing Animale by Animale. This is an EDT spray that it's 100 milliliters and I got it for around $20 at a discounter. Okay, so this was launched in 1994. It's been around for quite a while, but it scores really well on Fragrantica with a 4.14 out of 5. And yeah, I've heard a couple of good things about it. I wanted to give it a try. I also got one of the other ones by Animale, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So the notes of this one are notes of honey, pineapple, vanilla, tobacco, and patchouli, amber, nutmeg, and lavender, and then base notes of sandalwood, musk, and cedar, and then there's just some florals thrown in there as well, like lang lang, jasmine, lily of the valley, and then there's some lemon up top. It doesn't designate what is a top note and what's a middle note and base note, but you can just kind of look at them and figure out for yourself. Because usually the florals are middle notes, spices are middle notes, citruses are top notes, you know, that kind of a thing. Amber and woods and the heavier notes are usually base notes. So yeah, let's give it a look. There we go. As far as the container, there's a little bit of embossing. It's a little bit raised surface, but nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. All right, the casing inside is nicely done, protective. Let's pull the whole thing out, and then you open it up, and here we are. So here it is, Animale. It's a very strange container, I will say right off of the bat. It's a strange container. The front of it is plastic. The cap is also plastic. So the build of it is not extremely nice. You can see the juice in the back. Has sort of a honey-like look to it. Okay, and then it says Animale, Animale for men. It's a little bit of a matte finish, and then there's just some strange kind of camouflage sort of effect done in the plastic here. All right, so taking off the cap, it is a cheap cap, guys. This is going to be, you know, probably not easily breakable because the build of it is actually fairly sturdy, but it just doesn't feel great in the hand. As far as the atomizer, the actual atomizer itself is metal, but the collar for the atomizer is plastic, okay? So far as the build goes, not too great. Let's check out the atomizer. Okay, so we got a handy dandy little strip here. Let's spray it onto the strip and see what it smells like. Decent atomizer though, it shoots out fairly nicely, not too bad. It's relatively strong, quite masculine. I definitely get that honey, but it's not overly sweet. Maybe a bit of a dated feel to it. I get a little bit of the tobacco, but again, it's not a super sweet tobacco like in Tobacco Vanille, right? By Tom Ford. No, this is actually quite nice. There's a little more citrusy vibes to it than I would have expected. It's decently sweet, but not as sweet as the reviews were leading me to believe. Definitely some woodiness to it, citrusiness to it. Strongly leaning masculine. I thought this was going to be a little bit more, you know, unisex. Yeah, the smell itself is actually quite nice. I don't know how good the longevity is because, again, this is my first impression, but let's see what other people are saying. Yeah, it says moderate to long lasting, and then the sillage is moderate to strong. I would say the sillage for this one is more moderate, in my opinion. It doesn't project out too strongly. But yeah, for the price, the fragrance itself, I would probably give an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. But the build, I would say, is maybe like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. This is something I would expect out of a much cheaper fragrance, maybe something out of the House of Coty, Francois Coty. But that's okay. You know, it's more about the juice that's inside. So yeah, for the fragrance itself, I would probably recommend this to somebody, especially if you're into that kind of that honey tobacco note. This is definitely more of a winter and a fall fragrance. You wouldn't want to wear this in the heat of summer. You could probably get away with this in spring, but you know, fall is really when this one is going to shine. It has definitely a bit of a dated smell to it, but it gives it a little bit of sophistication. So yeah, I would recommend it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this one. This is my first kind of introduction into the House of Animale, so I didn't really know what to think, and I figured it would be a decent blind buy. I don't know if this is blind buy safe. I would say probably get your nose on it first, and then make a purchase if you like it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you in the next one.